In an age forged by steel and conquest, one man's saga stands out, a tale of ambition so vast it spanned continents. He was a warrior, a wanderer, and a king. This is the story of Harald Hardrada, the last great Viking. His journey began not with a crown, but with a crushing defeat. Born into Norwegian royalty, young Harald was forced to flee his homeland after a failed bid for power. But this exile wouldn't be an end. It would be the making of a legend. With nothing but his wits and his sword, he traveled south, seeking his fortune in the heart of the known world. His path led him to Kievan Rus, a land of sprawling forests and bustling river trade, where he sharpened his skills as a mercenary. It was here he proved his worth, gathering warriors to his side, his reputation growing with every skirmish. But the real prize lay further south, in the glittering golden city of Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire. Here, Harald joined the most elite fighting force of the era, the legendary Varangian Guard. These were the personal bodyguards of the emperor, giants from the north known for their loyalty and ferocity. As a Varangian, Harald battled across the vast empire, from the sun-drenched shores of the Mediterranean to the scorching deserts of the Middle East. He fought pirates in the Aegean Sea, put down rebellions in Sicily, and even journeyed on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. He wasn't just a soldier, he was a brilliant commander, leading men into impossible fights and emerging victorious. With every victory, his wealth grew. He sent vast fortunes of gold and jewels back north, preparing for the day he would return. His name became a whisper of awe and fear throughout the empire, a warrior whose skill was matched only by his cunning. After a decade of service, laden with immense wealth and battle-hardened experience, Harald made his dramatic escape from Constantinople and began the long journey home. He didn't just walk back into Norway. He arrived with an army and a claim to the throne that could not be ignored. He forged an alliance and forced his nephew, the ruling king, to share power. He became King Harald III of Norway. His reign was defined by the same relentless ambition that had carried him across the world. He centralized power, reformed the economy, and established trade routes that made Norway a formidable northern power. He was a harsh ruler, earning the nickname Hardrada, or Hard Ruler, for his unforgiving nature toward his enemies. He crushed all internal opposition, uniting the kingdom under his iron will. Yet even with a crown on his head and a kingdom at his command, one final, monumental dream burned within him. This dream was England. The English throne had fallen into dispute, and Harald saw his ultimate chance for glory. He believed he had a legitimate claim to rule not just Norway, but a vast North Sea empire, uniting the Viking world under his banner. In the fateful year of 1066, he assembled one of the largest Viking invasion fleets ever seen. Thousands of warriors and hundreds of longships set sail across the sea, their destination, the shores of England. His invasion began with a thunderous victory. He smashed an English army at the Battle of Fulford Gate, and the city of York surrendered to him. For a fleeting moment, it seemed his grand ambition was within reach. The crown of England was all but his. But destiny had other plans. Just days later, as his army rested, a surprise English force, led by King Harold Godwinson, appeared on the horizon. The two armies met at a small crossing known as Stamford Bridge. The Vikings, caught off guard, many without their full armor, were forced into a desperate battle. At the forefront was King Harald Hardrada. Towering over his men, he fought with a berserker's fury, swinging his two-handed sword, a whirlwind of death and defiance. He refused to yield, refused to retreat. He was the embodiment of the Viking spirit, fighting for glory until the very end. According to the sagas, he was struck in the throat by an arrow, and with that final blow, the last great Viking fell. His death marked a turning point in history. The Viking invasion was shattered, and with it, the age of Viking expansion came to a sudden, dramatic end. Never again would a Scandinavian king launch such a grand invasion of England. While his dream of a northern empire died with him on that bridge, the legend of Harald Hardrada was immortalized. A man who rose from an exiled boy to a dreaded mercenary, from a powerful king to a symbol of an entire era. He lived a life of extraordinary adventure and chased greatness until his very last breath. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more epic stories from history. See you next time.